Welcome everyone and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to kick off this presentation with the title, Welcome to my channel. This is the starting point of our journey together. We'll be exploring what my channel is all about, the kind of content you can expect, and how I hope to engage with you. So stay with me as we dive into what makes this channel special. Let's get started. Let's take a quick look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with an introduction to data representation, then explore different types of graphical displays like pictographs, bar graphs, histograms, and circle graphs or pie charts. We'll wrap up with a conclusion that ties everything together. On this slide, you'll see the outline that guides our discussion. The key idea here is to understand how data can be visually represented to make information clearer and easier to interpret. Each type of graph or chart has its own strengths and is useful in different situations. As we go through these, keep in mind how they help us communicate data effectively. This overview sets the stage for our deeper dive into each method, highlighting their importance in data analysis and presentation. Let's take a closer look at some of the most commonly used diagrams for representing numerical data. First up, we have pictographs, which use pictures or icons to give a visual impression of the data, making it easier to grasp at a glance. Next, there's the bar graph, a very popular method that uses rectangular bars to compare different categories clearly and effectively. Moving on, we have the double bar graph, which is particularly useful when you want to compare two sets of data side by side across the same categories. And finally, pie diagrams or pie charts, which are ideal for showing proportions or percentages within a whole, giving us a quick sense of how parts make up the total. These diagrams are essential tools in data representation because they help us communicate complex numerical information in a more understandable and engaging way, tying into our overall goal of making data analysis accessible to everyone. Let's talk about data. When we gather information in all these different cases, we call that data. Essentially, data is the collection of facts, figures, or details that we observe or measure. It's the foundation of everything we do in data analysis because without data, we can't really understand or make decisions about the world around us. Remember, the quality and accuracy of our data directly affect the insights we can gain, so it's important to handle it carefully. This concept of data ties into the overall theme of how we analyze and interpret information to make informed decisions. Now, let's talk about pictographs, which are a fun and visual way to represent data. Essentially, pictographs use pictures or symbols to show information, making it easier to understand at a glance. What's important to remember is that in a pictograph, the same type of picture or symbol is used throughout to represent a specific piece of data. This consistency helps viewers quickly grasp the information being presented. Each symbol corresponds to a certain value, and this is clearly explained somewhere on the graph, so there's no confusion about what each picture stands for. When you look at a pictograph, you can count the symbols to understand the data, which makes it quite intuitive and engaging. Overall, pictographs are a great way to make data more relatable and visually appealing, especially when you want to communicate information clearly and quickly. They connect well with our overall theme of making data accessible and easy to interpret. Now, let's take a closer look at this grouped data representation with a bar graph. What we're seeing here is a way to display two sets of data at the same time, making it easier to compare them side by side. This kind of visualization is often called a histogram, which is a special type of bar diagram. In a histogram, the horizontal axis shows the class intervals, those ranges or categories we're analyzing. The height of each bar indicates the frequency or how often data points fall within each interval. One important feature to notice is that, unlike some bar charts, there are no gaps between the bars in a histogram. This is because the class intervals are continuous. They flow into each other, so the bars touch, emphasizing the idea of continuous data. Overall, using histograms for grouped data helps us see patterns and comparisons clearly, which ties back to our broader goal of effectively visualizing data for better insights. Now, let's take a closer look at the histogram. This slide shows us the data regarding the choice of subjects, and what's interesting here is that it highlights the frequency of each entry. In other words, it demonstrates how many times each subject was selected. What this helps us understand is the distribution. Some subjects were chosen more often than others. Recognizing these patterns is crucial because it can inform us about student preferences or possibly about the popularity of certain topics. By visualizing the data this way, we get a clear picture of how the choices are spread out, which can be very useful for making decisions or planning future curriculum offerings. So overall, this histogram isn't just about numbers. It's about understanding trends and preferences that are key to our overall goal of improving subject engagement. Let's talk about circle graphs, also known as pie charts. These are a great way to visualize how a whole is divided into parts. Essentially, a circle graph shows the relationship between a total amount and its individual components. The circle itself represents the whole, and it's divided into sections called sectors. Each sector's size is proportional to the amount or activity it represents. So if one part is larger, it takes up more of the circle, indicating its greater significance. This visual makes it easy to compare parts at a glance and see how everything fits together. Understanding these graphs helps us interpret data more effectively, especially when we want to see the bigger picture and how each piece contributes to it. Now, let's take a closer look at the representation of this data. As you can see, it's shown in a pie diagram. This visual makes it easier to grasp how different parts contribute to the whole. Each segment of the pie corresponds to a specific category or component, giving us a clear picture of their relative proportions. Using a pie chart helps us quickly identify which areas are more dominant and which are smaller. This is especially useful when we want to compare parts of a whole at a glance. Throughout the presentation, we've emphasized the importance of visual aids like this to better understand complex data. So, as we look at this diagram, keep in mind how these proportions relate to the broader themes we've discussed. It really helps to bring the data to life and makes our insights more tangible. Thank you so much for your attention today. To wrap up, I want to emphasize the key points we've covered. First, we've explored the importance of understanding the core concepts and how they apply in real-world scenarios. Remember, connecting these ideas helps us see the bigger picture and enhances our overall grasp. We also discussed the strategies and best practices that can make a real difference in our work. Ultimately, the main takeaway is that by applying what we've learned, we can achieve better results and drive meaningful change. I truly appreciate your engagement and hope this presentation has inspired you to take the next step. Thanks again for being such a great audience.